All right, welcome back to another episode of the 2021 MLB Draft Show. And tonight we've got the pride of Indiana. We've got Holland, Indiana, actually, Southridge High School. We've got Colson Montgomery on the show. Colson, welcome, and thanks for joining the show, man.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Well, awesome, man. I'm glad to have you here, Colson. And I'm really just going to jump in with kind of the same question I seem to ask every hitter on this show, it seems like. But I first saw you last October down in Fort Myers at WWBA with Team Indiana. You guys came together, really made a run towards the end. You kind of really jumped on the scene that weekend, really showed defensive ability and real power to all fields. So just talk to me a little bit about how that week went for you and how it was just being down here in Florida.
Yeah, I mean, that was an awesome week, too, playing with all the best guys, too, in the country, and then also going down there with the best in Indiana. It was just a really great time, and I knew that was a time for me to really show what I was capable of and all the attributes that I had to show that I'm capable of playing at the next level and all that stuff. So, and mostly I just want to go down there, have fun. Playing baseball in Florida, I mean, you can't really beat that, you know.
Absolutely.
Can't argue with that. Well, I kind of, you mentioned what you're capable of. I kind of want to open the floor to you a little bit and have you tell the viewers, tell future fan bases, tell maybe big league organizations, who is Colson Montgomery and kind of what are some of your strengths and weaknesses on the field?
I think one of my main strengths is just being like an all-around athlete. I know there's a lot of great athletes in the game of baseball, but I think I bring an interesting dynamic to the field with like the background of different sports and being able to play at a high level with like football and basketball and all that stuff. So I really think my main strong suit's my athleticism that I can bring, and also just getting better with everything, my swing, get arm strength, all that stuff. And that just all develops with time pretty much.
Well, speaking of your athleticism, we were actually just talking about it before we went on the air. And with basketball, you're really in tune with your body on the field. You can tell that when you're playing the game, especially with your swing. You can reach your power a lot easier. You can use your levers to your advantage. It's just a really simple and easy operation for somebody your size at the plate. Yeah. Do you feel like your basketball background has helped you a lot with really bringing that to the plate?
Yeah, I really think it's helped with a lot of things, with a lot of explosiveness and strength and speed and all that things, and also just keeping everything natural, you know, because I mean that's what you really like to see in a person's swing, just how the natural flow with everything, like you said, the leverage. And I agree that basketball has really helped with, I mean, just any type of sport other than baseball has really helped me exceed to the next level with baseball.
You know, Ian had mentioned your size, and you mentioned your size, 6'4", close to 200 pounds. A lot of times guys your size have trouble staying connected at the plate and have trouble developing a good rhythmic swing. Can you talk us through how you have kind of created the swing that you have and why it works so well?
To be honest, it's really just been natural. Like my swing, I mean, I really never really changed much with it. I've changed like posture and a lot of it's just like easy mechanic stuff, just like timing and posture mostly. So, I mean, through my whole life, it's mostly just been a natural swing that really didn't, I mean, it gets fine tuned here and there. I mean, I keep it fresh year round. Like in the winter, I did a lot of just like tee work and stuff like that, just to keep it fresh, you know, and just staying connected to, as being like having such a big frame to fill and all that stuff. It's a lot of workouts that are not bodybuilder workout, like athlete workouts. Cause I mean, that's what we are, you know, we're athletes and stuff like that. So I don't really want to lift too much stuff to be a bodybuilder, but lift in ways of how an athlete would be able to move.
It's a good answer. I like that.
Well, speaking of your frame, just one last time, we're going to actually go the other side of the diamond where you're playing at a high level in the middle of the infield right now. Do you see yourself with your body and how you're developing with your frame staying at shortstop long term, or do you see yourself maybe moving to third base and developing at a high level where your bat can really shine at third base?
I mean, I see myself staying at shortstop for as long as I can think, especially with the background of athleticism and stuff like that. But at the same time, being a utility player, being able to play wherever, I mean, they can use that guy all the time. You know, I'd like to be known as a guy who can play anywhere, because I think that's just kind of more impressive to not just one central position.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can stick it at shortstop, Colson. When you went to the PG National Showcase, we had a giant group chat going, kind of evaluating and scouting, and you were one guy that popped out for me just in terms of how well you move laterally. You move to your left and your right with a lot of fluidity for a guy that's 6'4". I did want to ask. It sounds like you're pretty well in tune with. I know I don't want to keep hitting on your frame, but is there kind of a target weight or like where do you see yourself landing in terms of playing weight, maybe 2 years, 3 years down the road?
Yeah, so since the fall, so since probably the last time you guys were down in Florida, since then I've gained to about like 10 pounds. So I mean I'm able to gain weight fairly easy with my frame too. So and at the same time it's probably just the recommendation of the ball club, like how much they want to put on me, or if they want to keep me at a smaller weight. It just depends pretty much. But I mean, with my frame and just like the fast metabolism and stuff like that and everything, I feel I'll be able to put on weight pretty easily. So I don't really have a target weight. I'm just trying to just keep getting stronger pretty much. And whenever somebody says I need to cut it down, then that's probably when I'll start.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Well, you're finally on the field for baseball right now for the rest of the summer, full time. You're going in for the next 2 months, going into the draft, playing baseball full time. What are some of the things you're looking to work on and build on for these next couple months as you continue to build your name going into this draft in July?
Just keep gaining progress, just keep improving with just the game, like all around, and especially too with infielding, keep it crisp, keep it clean, stay smooth, work through the ball, pretty much stuff like that. And at the plate, it's mostly just having quality at bats and not getting behind in the count and stuff like that, and having fun too, pretty much, because you got to have fun with this sport,
The bat flips seem to be at a high level right now.
Yeah, the bat flips. You've been training on the bat flips.
Oh, my bat flips. Yeah.
You had a pretty good one down at WWBA. Throwing it from the knob, man. I'm a sucker for throwing it from the knob.
That was a shot though, so that was necessary.
Yeah. Hey, I got a good question for you. You've been around baseball long enough. Any scouts, any family, friends, any evaluators throw any comparisons on your game?
Like Corey Seager, and this mostly just because our frame right now, it's like it looks pretty much kind of identical, and I mean I like knowing that too because it's just kind of a comparison of what I could be, what I could look like, and because he's probably got a couple pounds on me, but just the frame and everything kind of looks the same.
I got one for you. I see a little bit of Brad Miller. Just a little bit of Brad Miller.
Really?
Just kind of a wiry infielder who can play a couple of different positions. Got a bunch of pop in the bat. Little nugget. What do you got? What do you got, Ian?
Ooh, I mean, a comparison frame, that's tough though. I like to see because you look at the frame and give yourself a kind of something to build on looking forward going forward. Brad Miller is also a good one, but that's tough. We're gonna have to we'll tickle back on me that.
We'll circle back.
We'll circle back on that. But I want to touch on basketball one last time here before we get away. I was talking to Max Clark a little bit before we did this earlier this week, and this guy talked to quite a bunch, and he wanted me to bring up the Indiana AllStar team and what kind of motivation that's given you for the rest of this year. I saw the stats. I went back and read through everything, and I didn't want to ask this, but he told me I had to. So I just wanted to bring it up and just ask you a little bit. And what kind of motivation has that given you for the rest of this year for the baseball season, even?
I mean, it's given me like unlimited motivation for anything because. I mean, I pretty much met the criteria and everything to be a part of it, but it just wasn't really selected. But it's kind of because I want to be selected so bad. I mean, every kid who plays basketball at the same, and just the fact too that I was baseball player and being selected kind of been kind of insane, So it gave me a lot of motivation to just keep on sticking with the dream, pretty much, and keep chasing after everything.
Yeah, I mean, if you're named. What is it? Southwest Basketball Boys Player of the Year.
Yeah,
and you can't crack a first couple teams. I don't know, man.
There was a massive outcry online too.
A lot of guys these days are using tech. A lot more tech is getting involved in, Edgertronic, Rapsodo, Hit Tracks,
Mhm.
things like that. I want to know, is that something that you like to incorporate into your game, or is that, or are you more of a feel
Yeah.
guy?
I'm kind of in between with that. I mean, I like all that stuff, especially I like how hard I hit off the bat because it lets me know too if I'm barreling the ball up and stuff like that. And also, I mean, I don't really look at launch angle and things like that, but it's more of I like the feel of it. If I'm feeling right with my swing, does it feel good? If I feel a little tick, and also I like the part of like another person's point of view of it when they're looking at me swinging. What do they see? What are their opinions? What are they seeing that could probably help me?
Oh, there you go. So I was on mute. I've got one more question for you, and then I'll throw it over to Ian for a last question that he's got.
Gotcha.
I'm assuming at this point you have gone through a million different Zoom interviews with a million different people. Was there kind of a weird question that stuck out, or just something in that entire process that was eye-opening?
Weird question. I'm trying to think. I have a lot of people ask me weird things, so I'm trying to think with scouts. It's mostly the stuff like asking me like with like doing things other like alcohol stuff. Those are probably like the questions that they ask me and all that stuff. And it's kind of weird to me because it's all not true and all that things. So they have to ask it. But I mean, wouldn't say it's a weird question, but it's a
Checking a
different.
box.
Yeah, it's checking a box pretty much.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have anything left. Ian, do you have anything that you want to end with, man?
I just want to know if I was booted for a second, so I just
Yeah.
want to touch on if
I
anything
kicked you
that
out, actually. I was like, no more. I can't do any more, this kid.
Perfect. That makes sense. But I just want to talk to you a little bit, if we didn't get mentioned, about your commitment to Indiana and just what that means to you and what it means to just be committed to such a prestigious school in your home state. I mean, it's got so much name behind it. Just talk to me a little bit how that went for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of every kid's dream when you live in Indiana is to play for your home college, home state, and everything, and be able to just represent that. I mean, it's more than just the sport. It's very heartfelt with everything. You're playing for a reason. You're playing for your state, and especially with the connections I had with the coaching staffs, it was just everything just felt right. I felt like I was at home. I was at peace with everything. I would go and visit some of the top colleges in the country, and at the same time, I had Indiana in the back of my mind. And then that's when I knew I was like, yeah, this is where I want to be. This is what I want, and so I just made it happen.
It seems like an easy decision, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, home is home.
Exactly.
Well, hey, Colson. I mean, Smitty and I were talking before this. We kind of have your name circled as a guy that is going to really shoot up draft boards in June when we start getting into some of these combines and some of these player development pipelines and things like that. So we're rooting for you, man. We're expecting big things.
Thank you.
Go out and kick some ass.
Yep. Thank you. Will do.